Just wait. Right. Okay. Yeah, audio is clear? Yes? Okay. Let me share the screen. Clear. Right. Thank you. Okay, then I'm sharing the screen. Okay. Right. So have you installed C compiler in your mobiles? Okay. I came to know that many of you are using mobile phones. Okay. So if that is the case, better you install the C compiler in your mobile phone and try to execute programs. Okay, start practicing programs. Okay, when you write programs, then only you will come to know the difficulty in understanding the concepts. Okay, so my request is as early as possible install and start executing programs. So once you execute and see the output, okay, so the kind of happiness you get, you cannot express. Okay, so you should enjoy programming. That is my advice. Okay, so you should learn programming by enjoying writing code. Then only we can learn more concepts. Okay, right now. So hope everyone can see the uh, screen. Okay, so today what we do is we'll write a algorithms. We'll try to convert those algorithms into programs today. Okay, so the first program algorithm we discussed area and perimeter of a rectangle. Okay, so today we'll write program for that. Okay, so now the first line to be included in the program is a comment line, I told. Okay, so write the comment. Please copy this. Okay, so and I practice writing the comment in capital letters. Okay, so if you like, you can also use that. Okay, so program to find area and perimeter. Visible. Visible. Yeah, screen available visible to you? Yeah, friends, please. Is screen visible to you? Screen, is it clear? Okay, right. So this white screen, is it clear? Okay, visible. Okay, thank you. Right, visible. Right. Okay. So what I do is today we'll write program to calculate area and perimeter of a rectangle. Area and perimeter of rectangle. Okay, then end the comment. How to end the comment? Star followed by forward slash. This is how we should end the comment. Okay, so the first line to be written is the comment. This comment indicates what? Comment indicates description about the program. Okay, so what program you are going to write or what program you have written. Okay, so by seeing that comment, people understands the program. Okay, right. So what is the next line to be included? Then hash include and it should be in a lowercase. Hash include, then within the angle braces write stdio.h. What is this stdio.h? It is a header file. Okay, so I'll tell you today why we need to include this header file stdio.h. Okay, then after writing this, what is the next line to be included? Into main, open parenthesis and closing parenthesis. Now then begin the main. Is it okay font size, or shall I increase the font size? Friends, is it clearly visible to you? Font size, is it okay? Right. So if it is okay, increase? Yeah, okay. So let me increase the font size. So 22 I use. Now hope still, if you want, I can still increase the font size. 24 I'll set it to. Oh, okay. Hope it is now clear, more clear compared to previous one. Okay, then okay, right. So after writing the main, okay, so the first thing we should think about how to write the program. See how your thinking process should go when you write a program. Okay, so first you should understand the given problem. What is the problem here? To find area and perimeter of a rectangle. Okay, so given rectangle, area and perimeter you should calculate, your program should calculate. Okay, so to find area and perimeter, what we require for this rectangle, that means we should know the length and breadth of the rectangle. These things we should know. When you know length and breadth of rectangle, then only we can calculate. Okay, so that means the first line to be included in the main function is variable declaration. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is declare the variables. Okay, so you need to identify what variables are required, that you should understand when you know the solution for the problem. Okay, so here I require length and breadth. I need to store length value and breadth value. Okay, so length value, breadth value, if I want to store, I have to declare two variables. Okay, so here I am declaring two variables. Okay, so yesterday I told how to declare variable. Data type you declare, so we'll take integer numbers. Okay, so int length comma breadth. Okay, you can take full names or you can take shortcut names also. Okay, so int length comma breadth. Okay, or in short you can also take L comma B. This is also okay. So variable name, choosing the variable name is user interest. What type of names you use, it is up to you. Okay, so but you should follow the rules for defining these variables. I told the rules for defining variable names. Okay, right. So because you are learning the program initially, okay, so better to use full names. Okay, so what I do is I'll take full names of variables, length, breadth. Similarly, we need to store area. Okay, after calculating area you should store somewhere. Okay, so there I am using a variable called as a area. Similarly, to store perimeter I am using a variable called as a perimeter. Okay, so these are the variables required. Identifying these variables, what variables are required. Okay, so this you need to identify yourself, nobody will tell you. Okay, based on the given problem you need to identify these variables. Okay, so if you know what variables are required, 50% of your problem is solved. People will feel difficulty in declaring these variables because they don't know the solution. When they don't know, then they don't understand what variables are required. Okay, so this is the very crucial point in writing a C program. Please remember. Okay, right. Now, what is the next step? I declared variables. Okay, so when I declare variables, I know that memory is allocated for these variables. Okay, right. So First, I should ask the user to enter length and breadth values, because user has to enter the length and breadth values. When he enters length breadth values, then we can calculate area. Okay, so we should read from the keyboard. That means we have to use scanf function. So I told before scanf, better you give a message to the user. Okay, so see here, enter length of a rectangle. Enter length of a rectangle. And this message should be enclosed in a double quotes. I told in printf, if you want to print some message, that message should be enclosed in a double quotes. Please remember, if you ignore any or omit any of this double quotes, opening double quote and closing double quote, it gives error. Okay, right. So by seeing this message, user enters some length value. So how to read? Through keyboard is entering. That means you have to use a scanf function. Scanf, and what is the first argument? Format specifier %d, because he is going to enter some integer number. And where you should store? In a variable called as a length. Okay, so then you give address of the variable name length. I want to store this value in the variable called as a length, then end with a semicolon. Okay, so similarly ask the user to enter breadth of the rectangle. Okay, so just what I do is, now ask the user to enter breadth of the rectangle. Clear? So here, so he entered some number breadth that you catch in a variable called as a breadth of the rectangle. What is the name of the variable? Breadth. Okay, so then I am reading that value through scanf function. I read and I store in the variable called as a breadth. Okay, so here it will be stored. Now I have two values, length and breadth values with me. Length and breadth values with me. Okay, so it is like this. That means whenever I declare two variables like int length and so I have written this. See there. So I declared two variables like this, int length comma breadth. Yes or no? Okay, so int length breadth declared. So when I declare, just I am taking only these two values. So what happens here? For length, memory is allocated. Like this, memory is allocated. Similarly, for breadth also, memory is allocated like this. 4 bytes of memory is allocated. When we execute this statement, enter length of a, when this statement is executed, enter length of a rectangle. Okay, so user enters some number. Okay, so that number will be caught into the variable length. This is length and this is breadth variable. Okay, so for example, he enters 10. The 10 will be stored here. Okay, so the 10 will be stored here. And if he enters a breadth of the rectangle as 20, so then that 20 will be stored here like this. Okay, so memory is allocated and the values will be stored in these two memory locations. Now you have length value and breadth value. Okay, so once you have length and breadth, this is memory diagram. Inside the memory, what happens? I am showing through this diagram. Okay, so once you have this length and breadth values, now you can calculate area of the rectangle. Okay, so now you have to write statements further. Okay, so you write the instruction for that. How to calculate area of the rectangle? You know, length multiplied by breadth. So for multiplication, we use star symbol in programming. Length multiplied by breadth. Okay, so this calculates area, and the result you must catch in a variable. So that's why how to write a program statement. Now you have to write a statement like this: area is equals to length multiplied by breadth. Okay, so what this statement tells to the compiler is, take the value from the variable length and take the value from the variable breadth. Okay, then multiply these two values and store the result in another variable called as a area. That is informed to the compiler by this statement. Okay, so area is calculated here. Now similarly calculate perimeter. How to calculate perimeter? Perimeter is equals to 2 times of 2 times. Okay, so 2 multiplied, you have to use multiply 2 of length plus breadth. Now same algorithm statements or flowchart symbols we are converting into program statements. Okay, so perimeter is equal to 2 of L plus B, length plus breadth. Here our variable name is length. Okay, so have you taken the variable name as L? You should use here L. Okay, so now I calculated these two statements calculates perimeter and area. Now once you calculate perimeter and area, those values will be stored in memory like this. For example, that means for perimeter also memory is allocated. Okay, like this, assume this is the memory diagram for area and this is the memory for variable perimeter. Okay, so this is area and this is perimeter. Memory allocated for the variable perimeter. Okay, so when you calculate area is equal length into breadth, so 10 multiplied by 20, so that means 200 will be stored in this memory diagram. Similarly, 2 of L plus B. Okay, so 10 plus 20 is 30, 30 multiplied by 2 is 60. So 60 will be stored in this memory diagram this way. Okay, so once you have area and perimeter values, they are inside the memory, you cannot see. So how to confirm whether it has calculated correctly or not? When you print onto the screen, then you can come to know whether your program is correct or not. Okay, so after calculating the results, now you print the results. So how to print the result? You know, to print something we have to use printf statement. So then say printf. So here, instead of just printing the number, I told you to add some meaningful message. Okay, so what is the message I am using here? Area of rectangle is equals to, so percentage D. Here the number has to be printed. Where the number has to be printed, in that place you use this format specifier. Okay, percentage D, then followed by new line, then close double quotes, then comma. From which variable this percentage D has to print the value? From the variable area, where we have stored the result of area in a variable called as area. So here you should supply that a variable name, area you have to give, then end with a semicolon. Okay, similarly print the perimeter value, printf perimeter of rectangle is equals to percentage D, then say new line, then from which variable? Perimeter. What is the name of the variable we have stored? Perimeter. Okay, so then once you do this, then finally you say return 0. The final statement should be return 0, then close your program. Okay, so this is how we can write a C program to calculate area and rectangle, perimeter of a rectangle. Okay, so algorithm flowchart directly I converted into program statement. You should understand that whatever we have written in algorithm, the same algorithm steps we converted into program step. Only thing is you should understand what are the symbols used for multiplication, okay? So how to write those statements for printing something, okay? So which function is used to read from keyboard, which function is used. These things if you understand, then you can write the program easily. Clear? So copy all of you. Hope you are copying simultaneously. Okay, and please remember, you should write the program. See how I am typing here. See, after open brace here, curly brace, then I am giving some 2-3 spaces. Then from here I am writing the program. Okay, so see here, I am not exactly writing below this curly brace. Okay, so this is called indentation. You should follow this indentation. And open curly brace and closing curly brace should be visible clearly. Exactly below this closing curly brace should be visible. Okay, there should not be any letters in between. Okay, so all text you write, all the program statements you write, they should be indented properly like this. That means you, after 2-3 spaces, you start writing this so that the entire program is visible within these curly braces easily. This is called indentation. Okay, it's a good programming style. Copied? Now if you copied, then I'll show you the execution of this program. Yes, copied? Completed? Okay, very good. Nice. Right. So if you have completed, then let me just copy paste this. I'm using some online compiler. Okay, so even in your browser, if you just type online C compiler, if you have desktop, if you have desktop, okay, so you can sometimes type online C compiler. Then you will get online C compilers like this. Okay, so when you click, then you will get, no need to install any software. Directly you can execute those programs online. Only thing is you require internet facility for this. Okay, so now what I do is I copy paste now I copied my program here. Okay, so then I run the program. Okay, so there is a run button above here. Now you can see run. Now your program is compiling. Okay, so see there in the bottom screen it is asking enter length of rectangle. Enter length of a rectangle. Is it visible or shall I increase the font? Okay, so now you can see enter length of a rectangle. So for example, I entered a 10. Then that means this first printf statement is executed. Okay, so this from this printf statement, it has printed enter length of rectangle. Okay, so then this scanf is waiting. This scanf is waiting here. See here, when this cursor is waiting, that means see here, cursor is blinking. That means now this scanf function is executing there. This scanf function is executing there. Okay, so this scanf is waiting for a number here. Percentage d is there, no? So that means this scanf is expecting a integer number. So until user enters, it just blinks there. Okay, so now I am entering an integer number. Length of rectangle 10 I entered. Okay, so then it reads this percentage d reads this 10 and stores in the variable called as a length. Okay, this is how your program executes. Okay, so then after executing this, it comes to the next statement. Line by line it executes. Okay, so then it goes to the next line. Next line is printf. Then from this printf, you can see enter breadth of rectangle printed. Okay, so then your cursor will be waiting here. That means now after printing that, this statement is executed. Next scanf is executed. Okay, so now this scanf makes the cursor to wait until user enters another integer number. Okay, so that integer number now I enter 20 there. Okay, so when I enter 20, that 20 is read by this percentage d and stores in the variable called as breadth. In the address of variable breadth, it stores this value. Okay, right. Right now you can see. So after this, then it goes to the next statement. It calculates length multiplied by breadth and stores in the variable area. Then it calculates perimeter is equals to this statement, and then it comes to the next step. These are calculations, so nothing is visible for us. Then it goes to the next printf statement, area of rectangle. So that's why you can see area of rectangle is equal to 200, perimeter of rectangle is equal to 60. From this printf, it prints perimeter value. Then finally return 0 and close. That means you can see here, program finished with exit code 0. See here. Okay, so return 0 we have written no. So this indicates it exits, your program exited with a code 0, it returning. That means successfully your program completed. Okay, so that's how you can write a program and you can execute. Okay, so this program calculates area and perimeter of a rectangle. Clear? Right. Okay, so right now what you do is, so hope, have you copied this? Have you copied this? Afterwards, those who are using mobile phones, C compiler in mobile phones, if you are using, you afterwards you execute them, not now. Okay, better you copy in your notes, then after you try to execute them, and if you get any errors, okay, so then just drop a message to me. I'll clarify your doubts. 4B9 not yet copied. Okay, so better you quickly copy this program. Okay, so the first two lines, I think, so I'll just skipping those. So from int main, you can see the program and you can copy. Otherwise, you can take a screenshot of this and afterwards write in your notes. And please remember, when you write, it is not English. There is a difference between program and English writing. Okay, so capital letters, deliberately you should not use capital letters, I capital, P capital, S capital. You should uh, forget of writing capital letters in programming. Please remember. Okay, so all are in lowercase. If you write capital letter P capital, S capital, then people like me, if you look at your program, immediately will strike off your program because you don't know the basics. They understand. Okay, so these messages you may uh, have a doubt in your mind, sir, why you have written these capital letters here. Okay, this is the message I want to print onto the screen. Within the double quotes, it is up to you. You can write your own. Okay, you want the message to be displayed in capital letters or lowercase letters. Okay, so then you can write accordingly. Okay, so whatever message you want to print onto the screen, see here, I want the message to be printed. Here I used combination of both lower and uppercase letters. Okay, so within the double quotes, you can play. It is up to you. How you write, it is up to you. Okay, but these printf spelling, scanf spelling, everything should be in a lower case. Okay, even these variable names, how you return these variable names here, you should use the same variable name here. Please remember. Okay, here you given the variable name as len, and if you write here lenght, then it gives error. It gives error. Okay, I'll show that. Once you copy, then I'll show the error also. Clear? Okay, right. Okay then. Okay, so then I'll show you error. For example, this is very, very important because many people make mistakes here. Okay, I declared the variable name as len. Okay, but here I am trying to use a variable name as called as length. Okay, then it gives error because this variable length is not known to the compiler. If you are using a variable means you should declare that variable at the beginning of main, then only the compiler understands that. Okay, otherwise it gives error. Okay, so how it gives error, just we'll see here. Okay, so if I run this program now, we will see what is the error. Now see, you can see here clearly. I am just moving this up. Now you can see here. Okay, so error length undeclared. Now see, I am using this length, address of length I am using now. So then it is telling, compiler clearly telling that this variable name length undeclared. Why undeclared? Because I have not using that name here. I have declared my length variable name as len. Okay, but I am using this length. That's why it is not available to the compiler, and it is telling that it is not declared. Why you are using? Okay, so in such case you have to go back and you have to see that what is the variable name I have declared. Length I declared, len I declared. So then you need to change this name as len. You should change here either len, or you should change there length. If you want to use, then here you try to declare the full variable name length. Okay, so then it won't give any error. Now you can see here. Again, if you compile, then it asks you to enter length of a rectangle. Okay, so 5 if I enter, then it asks you to enter breadth of rectangle. 4 if I enter, then it prints area of rectangle and perimeter of a rectangle. Now you can see area of rectangle is equal to 20, perimeter of rectangle is equal to 18. Okay, this way it prints. Right. Now we'll take up another program. Hope it is clear to everyone. Do you have any doubts in this program? Do you have any doubts in this program? In this? 1 or 2 minutes we'll discuss doubts if you have, because you cannot proceed if you have some doubts. You cannot proceed to next program, and my worry is you should start writing on your own. Clear? Okay, right. Thank you. Thank you. Now let me see how many of you will write this program on your own. Okay, so we'll take up the next task. Okay, so the next task is take down this. Program to calculate area and perimeter of a square. Please write on your own. Let me see with the previous program knowledge. Okay, now you start writing this program. Calculate area and perimeter of a square. Okay, so for this we have written algorithm, I think. Okay, so then flowchart, if it is available, now you can convert those algorithm steps into program steps. Okay, so take the help of previous program and you start writing. No, not to worry. Even if you commit some mistakes, that is good for you. You will come to know where you are making mistakes and you correct those mistakes. And next time, after 2, 3 programs, you write your own program correctly. Okay, so it happens. It happens. Initially, I know we'll make some mistakes, okay, like omitting a semicolon or omitting double quote, something. These kind of mistakes we'll do initially, okay, but no problem, don't worry. If you know the mechanism of writing the program, then that is well and good. Okay, so take 2 to 3 minutes of time and hope everyone complete in your notebook. Okay, so afterwards I'll show my program, then compare your program with my program. Okay, so don't worry about variable names. Variable names can be different to you and to me. Okay, but the final logic should be same. Hope everyone is writing the program. Now, if you want to get placed during your third year, fourth year, okay, and you want your seniors banners, you might have seen 20 lakhs, 10 lakhs per annum jobs they got. Okay, so if you want to get such kind of jobs, you should be thorough in programming. That is the only way. There is no other chance. Okay, so as much programming as you learn, you'll get a good job and you can live a comfortable life. And if you start earning 10,000 per month, 20,000, 10, 15,000, okay, so then when you will reach 1 lakh per month, okay, so that's why initially you should get a job where your salary is 1 lakh per month. That is possible if you are thorough in programming. Okay, and if you want to learn programming, I am always there, not only for first year. Okay, so I'll help you for your 4 years of degree course, your BTech course. I am there. You can call me at any time. I'll help you in programming. Even if you are really interested, then I'll tell you to improve your programming skills. There are online websites available. You can practice, you can even compete. There are competitions going on, programming competitions. Okay, so all these you can start participating from second semester onwards. Once you learn C programming perfectly in the first semester, then you can start participating in programming contests and you can win prizes, certificates, all those things you can do. Lot of things you can do. Okay, so output you can write afterwards. Right, completed. Any online C compiler you can use. Okay, I have just clicked on the first link I got. Okay, online website compiler. What you want? Website means. Okay, so this is C here. In Google, I just typed online C compiler GDB, something I typed. Okay, the first link I clicked here, onlinegdb.com, something, www.onlinegdb.com. Okay, so when I click this, then this is the compiler I got. Directly compiler is available and output screen is available, input output screen available at the bottom. So this is the compiler. Okay, so Program completed? Program. Have you completed program? Let me just see. Okay, right. Okay, so my this thing is, at least you might have written some 10 lines of code. Okay, whether it is correct or not, now you uh, check with my code. Okay, so I'll write my code. Okay, so then you check with my code. So what I do is, instead of typing everything, I just copy the previous program. Okay, because almost it is same. I'll paste here and I'll make changes afterwards. Okay, right? Okay, or if you want me to type the program from the beginning, that also I can do, not a problem. Okay, right? Okay, otherwise, okay. So the better way is, we'll follow this. Right. Now, so how to write your program, please? Those who are feeling difficulty in writing the program, just follow me. Okay. So after writing the comment, okay, so you should think like this. After writing the comment, what is the first line to be included in the program? Header file. You need to include the header file. So how to include? Hash include. It should be in lowercase letter. Hash include, and within the angle braces, write stdio.h. Close the angle brace. Right. This, if everyone is comfortable in writing this statement, it's okay. Okay, right. Everybody has completed this. Then after, immediately, what is the next statement to be included? Int main, open and close. Then begin the main by writing the curly brace. Up to this, everybody is comfortable. Okay, so then what to do here? The first thing is, I have to declare variables. I have to declare variables that should come into your mind. Okay, so I'll check afterwards, correct or not, I'll check. Okay, but meanwhile, if some of you may be feeling difficulty in writing the program, okay, so at this point, many people will stop. Okay, so here what you need to do is, first, the first line to be written in main function is declaration of variables. Okay, so you need to identify the variables and you need to declare those variables. So area and perimeter of square, if you want to calculate, you require what? Mathematically, what you required? You required side of a square. When you know side of a square, then you can calculate area and perimeter. Okay, so that side is a variable here. Okay, so now you declare a variable int s. S is nothing but a side. Okay, or you can write the full side also, int side. Okay, so then area and perimeter you required. Okay, so you can declare area comma perimeter, these three variables. If you are comfortable in declaring these three variables, then it's well and good. This is the main important point in writing the C program, identifying the variables and declaring those variables. Okay, hope you might have. Here you can use full name or you can use short name like this. Say int s, area means A, you can use the letter, perimeter means P, you can use. Short names also you can use. Don't worry about variable names. Okay, your variable name and my variable name may be different, but you should know S means side, A means area, P means perimeter. Okay, so if you know those things, then it's well and good. Okay, so which one will use, short names or full names? Okay, so because initially better use full name, area. Afterwards you can, once you are comfortable, then you can use short names. Okay, right. Now after this, what I have to do? Being a beginner, okay, so beginner, you don't know how to proceed to the next line. Okay, so after declaring these variables, then you should understand I need side of a square. Okay, so that means I have to ask the user to enter side of a square. Okay, so that means I have to print a message. How can I print a message? By using printf statement. Printf, and within the double quotes give a message, enter side of a square. Enter side of a square. Okay, so like this you should write your statement. Then finally end the double quotes, close and end with the semicolon. So user enters some value that I have to read. Through keyboard he enters, no? So when he enters through keyboard, I have to read. Which function I have to use here? Scanf function. That should immediately come into your mind. Okay, so scanf. Now you say %d, because what is the variable data type you declared here? Int you declared. Int you declared. So that's why the format specifier is %d here, comma. It reads the value, and where I have to store? Into the variable called as, in which address? Address of side. In scanf function you should not forget using ampersand symbol before the variable name. Okay, so in side variable I have to store. That's why in the address of side you store the value. Whatever he enters through keyboard, that you store in this variable. Now you should understand, you should think in this way. Then now I know side of the square. The value is available in the variable. Now how can I calculate? I calculate area by using the formula 4 multiplied by s. Okay, so mathematical statement now you convert into program statement like this. Area is equals to 4 multiplied by, is it 4 into s or side by side? Okay, so that means side multiplied by side. S square you cannot type, I told. Square you cannot type. So square you can implement in program in this way. Side multiplied by side. Area is equal to side into side. Similarly, how to calculate perimeter? Perimeter is equals to 4 multiplied by side. 4 multiplied by side. Okay, so now you calculated both area and perimeter. Okay, so when you calculate this area and perimeter, they are available in these two variables inside the memory. Inside the memory we cannot see. Okay, so how we can confirm? When you print onto the screen, then only we can confirm that it has calculated correctly. Okay, so how to print onto the screen? By using printf screen pen. Please remember, if you want to print something onto the screen, you should use printf statement. Okay, so printf, then instead of just printing the value, I told you to write appropriate statement there. Okay, so area of a square, area of a square is equals to. Okay, so here the number should come. So where the number has to be printed, there you use format specifier %d comma /n. Okay, close this, and from which variable it has to print? Give the variable name after comma. Area. From where is the value? In the variable called area. Okay, so similarly area value you printed. Print the perimeter value. Again you have to use printf statement. Okay, so here you write perimeter of square. Perimeter of a square is equals to, here the number after is equal to, number has to be printed. So that means I have to use a format specifier. Okay, /n comma, where from which variable it has to print? Perimeter. Okay, so from the variable perimeter you print the value. Okay, close. Then okay, you printed both area and perimeter over. Then finally you say return 0. Return 0, then close your main function. That's it. This is how you can write program. Okay, right? Very good, very good. Many of you have written and posted. Excellent. Side area perimeter printf, enter side of a square, address of side, area side 4 into side. Very good, excellent. Who is this? Roll number 414. Okay, so 414 has given, and 615. Okay, side, enter side of square %d comma ampersand symbol you should write neatly, please friends. Okay, you practice that writing the ampersand symbol. Okay, right. So area is equal to side by side multiplied by side. Perimeter is equal to 4 star side. Area of, yeah, square is equal to %d comma perimeter. Yeah, here rule number Who is that person? 615. Rule number 6615. Okay, so I am just looking into your program. Now see, after calculating area and perimeter, in the first printf statement, area of square is equal to percentage d, double quotes, close, comma. After that, what is you have written? It is not available in the screenshot. Okay, similarly, in the second printf, just see there, second printf, perimeter of a square is equal to percentage d, comma, area, again you have written variable name. Perimeter where you have stored in the variable name called as perimeter. అంతే కదా, పెరిమీటర్ అనే ఎక్కడ స్టోర్ చేసాం మనము, పెరిమీటర్ అనే వేరియబుల్లో స్టోర్ చేసాం కాబట్టి అక్కడ మీరు వేరియబుల్ నేమ్ పెరిమీటర్ అని ఇవ్వాలి. ఇక్కడ మెసేజ్ మనం రాయడం వల్ల ఆ పెరిమీటర్ కాదు ప్రింట్ అయ్యేది, ఈ వాట్ ఎవర్ వేరియబుల్ యూ స్పెసిఫై ఇయర్ ఫ్రమ్ దట్ వేరియబుల్ ఇట్ ప్రింట్స్, మళ్ళీ అగైన్ ఇట్ ప్రింట్స్ ఏరియా వాల్యూ ఓన్లీ. ఓకే, సో ఐ షో ఇన్ మై ప్రోగ్రామ్ వేర్ యూ కమిటెడ్ దిస్ మిస్టేక్. 6615 rule number. See here also you have written area. Okay, so here it should be perimeter. Perimeter of square, in which variable you stored? You stored in the variable called as perimeter. Okay, so that's why you have to supply that variable only. If you supply some other variable, it prints the value from this variable. Automatically ఇక్కడ మనం perimeter అని రాసినాం కాబట్టి perimeter ప్రింట్ అవుతుంది, ఆటోమేటిక్ అనేది ఉండదని చెప్పాను. కంప్యూటర్ ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఏం చేయదు, మనం ఏదైతే ఇక్కడ సప్లై చేస్తామో అక్కడ నుంచే వాల్యూ అనేది ప్రింట్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, సో దట్స్ వై యుల్ గెట్ రాంగ్ అవుట్పుట్, you'll get wrong output there. Okay, so please make a correction of that. Right, good, at least you have completed the program. Okay, so I appreciate your efforts. Excellent. Yeah, side square you cannot write, I told no. So in programming it is not possible to type square. Okay, so side multiplied by side you have to write. End of double quotes, I have not used end of double quotes. Right, okay, thank you. Right, excellent. Okay, so this is how you should be keen. Okay, so you should be very keen. Right, I appreciate, I thank for giving this suggestion. Okay, right, so it shows how keen you are, how easily you are able to identify the mistakes. Instead of compiler telling you the mistakes, if you identify the mistakes on your own, then you will get more programming knowledge. Okay, so sometimes in anyhow you are in first year, but when you apply for jobs, when you attend for some interviews, okay, so interviewer, he gives some program and he asks you just to find out what are the mistakes in this program. Okay, so that kind of questions sometimes will be asked in a interview, campus interviews or company interviews. Okay, so that means you should understand where I am writing the mistake. Okay, I am following the syntax correctly or not. Okay, so if you improve yourself to that level, it is well and good, nobody can stop you. Okay, so run ఎక్కడ అవుతుంది, who is this 423. Okay, so you click run button is this one. Okay, so this triangle, this triangle button is run button. So if you click on that triangle button, then your program will run. 423. Okay, so in C compiler I told this triangle button is run button. You click, if there are any errors, then you will get errors. I'll just check your program. Area, perimeter. See, in the first line itself you missed semicolon. Int side area perimeter, semicolon is not there. Okay, so perimeter is what? 2 into side. Okay, so 2 into side. Please remember there is a difference between this and this. Is it 2 into side or 4 into side? I tell you the difference between mathematical statement and program statement. Okay, so this is your mathematical statement. Please see here, I am highlighting this statement. In mathematics, we write a statement like this: perimeter is equal to 2 of length plus breadth. But compiler does not understand this 2 of means here we understand 2 multiplied by length plus breadth value. But compiler or computer does not know this. Okay, it cannot understand on your on his own. Okay, so you have to tell to the compiler what kind of operation it has to perform. So that's why you should type a star here. Then only the compiler or the computer can perform multiplication operation here. Okay, so mathematical statement, the equivalent program statement is this one. 2 of L plus P. In programming, we write like this. Okay, so you should understand the difference between mathematical statement and program statement. Okay, right. So this person 423, please make corrections in your program. There are some mistakes. Okay, so that's why it is not running. Okay, right, good. Okay, so I appreciate your efforts because many of you are very enthusiastic in writing the program and successfully completed those programs. I really appreciate your efforts. Continue the same and definitely you will reach high positions in your career. Okay, so I am always there to help you, not to worry. Clear? Shall we stop today? Shall I give you one homework problem? Homework problem? Okay, so what is the homework problem? Just take this homework problem and try to uh, perform on your own. Okay, so write a program, just copy this, write a program to or for, write a program for temperature conversion. Write a program for temperature conversion. Okay, so Fahrenheit to Celsius conversion. Okay, and people generally gives the problem in this way. Okay, so you should not ask what is the formulas or what is, you should try yourself, you should identify yourself, you should mathematically you work on paper, then you write the program. Okay, so let me see, and if you have completed the program, after writing this program, just drop the screenshot to my WhatsApp number, I will check. Okay, so let me see how many of, because tomorrow anyhow holiday, you try to complete that. Okay, so thank you one and all. There are some chat messages, let me reply to them. Okay, you drop some screenshots, I got error. Okay, whatever error you got, okay, so just you send a screenshot to my WhatsApp number. Anyhow, time is up. Okay, so or you discuss among yourself. Okay, so let your friends solve your error, then both you will learn, both you will learn. Instead of asking me, you ask your friends. Tomorrow holiday anyhow. Yes. Okay, so you discuss among yourself, and if you are not getting within your community, within your friend circle, then you come to me. I'll tell you. Okay, right? So number I told, I think already I given my number. So anyhow, once again I am just 9291541642, or someone, if you have my number, you can share with your friends. Okay, right. So I am just taking attendance. Please wait. . 156 students are available. Okay, right. So just let me download the attendance. Okay, so thank you. Now you can leave. Okay, and now you can leave.